Mobb God, what's going on?
I'm hanging in there, bro.
So we got Mobb God, formerly known as Savage, man.
Yep. Mobb God is for the world, and what I evolved into. Savage is for the people from Baton Rouge who really know me, or people who knew me from the industry early. But either is either is fine.
So you mentioned Baton Rouge. What was it like for you growing up in BR?
Hard knuckle. Had to learn how to fight. A lot of fun though, you know what I'm saying? And it was a lot of unity.
Yeah.
It's a lot of top and bottom now that we trying to piece back together, and I feel like the OGs really seeing to it that happened.
Yeah.
Because that's what we want again, like at least unity in our neighborhood. We always had the biggest neighborhood in Baton Rouge, so but it was a lot of fun, and a lot of us played sports together. A lot of our moms knew each other, so it was hard, but it was fair.
You think it'll ever get back to that spot?
Oh yeah. I mean, what's crazy is like my artist started bubbling, and he from the neighborhood too. You know what I'm saying? We've had a legacy of people come from South Baton Rouge. You know, CeeLo from South Baton Rouge, Young Bleed, Boosie, Gates, myself. You know what I'm saying? And now we got a whole new wave of cats. Plus we had Ivy, the TBG movement, all that stuff started in South Baton Rouge. So you know, we got a legacy. And right now we got so many young talented dudes that's rocking with me. I feel like I'm about to bring that unity back how it used to be.
But like, what made the South the South? Because to be honest, y'all got your own little wave out there in South BR. Y'all really, I don't want to say it like this, but y'all really ain't like the rest of Baton Rouge. Like,
yeah.
Y'all like you said, y'all hard knuckle. What made y'all?
Yeah, it's just that we come from a long line of hustlers. It's always and in my opinion, and this is sad to say, the dope boys always did more for the community than I seen any politician do for the community. Yeah. So when you see that, and you want to be like them dudes, eventually you want to be able to take care of everybody too. So a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, the D-boy always get a bad look. But at the same time, those was the people who was keeping lights on. You know, I remember Ivy paying people light bill, and you know what I'm saying, making sure people bills were straight and all that type of stuff. And same with Boo Milton, like that was legendary. He got pardoned by Obama. Oh, so you know what I'm saying. But Boo Milton did 50. He had got sentenced to 50 years for a kingpin charge, and they put him on. They sent him to federal prison, and he ended up getting pardoned by Obama. So, but he was like one of the biggest to do it, and he brought Tupac down to Baton Rouge to perform at his club. He brought Biggie down here to perform at his club. Nigga owned the club. So when you see somebody like that from uptown or from our neighborhood, you know what the bar, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That hustler bar always been set high, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what make us different. I always said like we was the Harlem of Baton Rouge, cause like whatever trend we be setting, I feel like, you know, the city gonna respect it. At least if they don't run with it, they gonna at least respect it.
So you brought up Lil Ivy, man. What you think made Lil Ivy a hood hero? Paying people bills or got some other stuff?
He just, man, the nigga went through a lot of shit in a short amount of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he had won a lawsuit and everything, and then, you know, at one time he was the man to run to if you needed something in the street or whatever. So, you know, and then Ivy was just the type of cat, like he ain't gonna stand down. You know what I'm saying? Like even as a little nigga, he a couple years older than me, but like even as a little dude, I remember him always being a hustler. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's just we all grew up kind of fast in that area.
How you think his death affected BR? Well, affected you, because I know you were close with him, not just you, but the whole BR.
But that was, you know, honestly, you know, BR one of them places where it's hard to be loved in every neighborhood. There's only a few of us that's respected by all, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he had a lot of love in different areas, not just South Baton Rouge, you know what I'm saying? So that's what made him stand out.
All right, cool. So let's get to when you started producing. Where your love for producing came from?
The fact that I always rapped, like I can remember rapping like 5, 6 years old, so I knew I was gonna want to make beats and all that shit. Plus my whole family just musical, so as far back as I can remember, every time Christmas rolled around, I wanted some kind of musical equipment. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, and I always been fucking with it. So I didn't get serious about the beat thing until my big homie Chill bought me what they call a QI-70. It's like, it look like a little Game Boy, but it's a beat machine. And I did all the first TBG shit on that machine, and that's really where all that shit stemmed from. So, you know, I was locked in ever since. I knew that I could do, you know, just seeing people move to your shit and gravitate to the shit that you creating. Yeah. It was dope.
You think producers get the love they're supposed to get? Because most people, they don't really worry about the producers. They're worried about who rapping on that. They don't think about who actually made the beat.
Nah, they don't. I'm gonna tell you what happened. The fact that, you know, a lot of cats came along and started selling $50 beats. Yeah. And niggas like myself, I used to sell beats $2,500 a pop. You know what I'm saying? That's just on some deep, you know, to the local street heroes. You go town to town when you're on the road and stuff like that. You meeting all these cats and they wanna work with the niggas who do beats for Boost and them and Webb and all them guys. So, boom, we was able to eat off the fact that we was doing these tracks. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you can get anywhere from, you know, from $2,500 to five racks or a track. And then it went down to niggas leasing beats and selling them for $50, and all of a sudden niggas start downloading beats on YouTube, and you know what I'm saying, the whole nine. So it's like the loop thing, I feel like it made beats easier to make for anybody, because you could just sit there and put some loops together. But I mean, the producer don't get the love they supposed to get.
Yeah, cause like when they came down, you know, with the price, that really watered down the product.
And it made it too accessible to everybody. Yeah. But that's the thing that they wanted to do, because the companies that was coming up with the technology was focused on creating home studios, because they know everybody was wanting to do it on a novice level, you know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much what it is now. People hate, the thing I hate is that people say they believe in themselves, but they hate to spend money on their own career.
That's the thing about it.
They don't really want to spend no money. So if you believe in yourself, are you gonna go pay to get somebody who's been doing this the right way, or you gonna just sit there and try to mess with it and just go for it? You know what I'm saying? And now it's like people don't respect the people that put the real time and effort into this craft.
Yeah, like that was just, like you said, most artists, they won't be rappers, but they don't want to put the money behind it. It really take money. You gotta get producers or music videos.
I'm gonna say this too, rappers, the average rapper, them niggas is like crybaby ass niggas who expect the world to take care of them.
Why is it?
Because they want free beats, they want free support, they want free studio time, they want them hoes to give them free pussy. You know what I'm saying? Like they want everything on a platter, and it's like, where your hustle at? And it's easy to get on a record and lie. You could tell when people are just not genuine, and that's all people doing. Like, especially me owning 2 studios, I see rappers all day, and they have no complex about coming in and lying. So I mean, that's another thing that watered the game down, is just everything so fabricated and just for the moment. You know what I'm saying? Everybody freestyling, nobody really songwriting, and I be trying to preach that shit. So
I water it down too, because everybody, I don't need to write it down. But really, if you sit down and take your time and write it down.
And they be saying the same thing. All them niggas be saying. And then the crazy thing is, they'll come in and download the same beats off YouTube that 2 other sessions didn't already downloaded. Now you with the same product, how you gonna stand out? And originally hip hop started where people was basing everything off their individuality. You can't break dance like me. You can't spray paint like me. You can't pop lock like me. You can't robot like me. You see what I'm saying? But now everything is just like in a box, and I don't like that.
Yeah, it may change one day, but we had to sit back and watch.
It's gonna change with us. The way we doing shit, like, we had a show last night, and I was so proud of the unity that we showed, because me and a lot of the guys from the neighborhood, we all went together. And ever since my artist been taking his rap thing serious, all his little partners started taking it serious. You know what I'm saying? And everybody got the light bulb on, and that's how it used to be when we started the TBG days with Ivan and all that shit, Chill and Yacht and all them dudes. We was all together all the time. You know what I'm saying? At least once a day, we was all gonna be in the same place, make a couple of records, and everybody go back out, do their thing. You know what I mean? And the fact that the young cats coming together again, that's why I'm saying I know we're gonna be able to change it. Because after we performed last night, the DJ was like, man, cut the lights on. Cut the lights on. Man, y'all niggas icy. man, we need to bring y'all back for y'all own night. But I could tell that they was responding to us, and it always looked better when you have your shit together.
Yeah.
When you out here freestyling, like they say, you freestyling your records, you freestyling your life, you gonna fail in the long run because you plan to fail. You fail to plan to fail, however they say that shit.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, I always got a strategy for everything I'm doing. And I feel like that's the best way to win, and that's the best way to make moves. Because if you look at it, I feel like a lot of rappers be getting caught because they think they're not thinking, basically. Mm-hmm. And they don't think that there's consequence for the things that they say on record. And not only that, it's cosmic order for the things that come out your mouth. If you spew those things, you're gonna have to live by it. So a lot of things you talk about, you'll bring it on yourself just by saying that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, so you brought up the TVG movement. You could tell us like who was the original creators of that and how it started?
Yeah, I was there.
Okay.
Ivy, Big Yacht. Big Yacht was a smooth, he was kind of like the leader because he was older than all of us, but Yacht was the thinker. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Chill was the one who really took his chance. Chill was getting money. That was my big homie. And he started like taking chances on himself and putting real albums together, putting barcodes on that shit, while we was the ones up here making mixtapes and all that shit. So Chill, Big Head, Red Boy, Yacht, Ivy, DJ Wookie, very, very critical part because he had the studio. He was the DJ, he picked the beats. Mm-hmm. Myself, I made the beats, you know what I'm saying? And then Boosie was running with us for a while, and that's how I got introduced to him for the music shit. Cause I already knew him from the basketball shit. We played ball together. Yeah. But I knew him from the music shit, you know, through his brother. And then Wookie had gave him one of my beats, and like when Loke first went to jail, I think I was the first beat he rapped on outside of any beat with Loke. That was the first beat he had put out. And he was saying, the youngest and the dumbest of the CMP, but I had to make a power move because Big Loke did 3. Yeah, so that was me. So like we've been rocking ever since then, you know what I'm saying? And that kind of put me on the map too for doing other people beats. And then I ended up doing a uncut video. So that shit lined up for me perfectly at the same time and kind of let me flourish a little bit.
So Please was a part of that too?
Who?
Please if I...
No, he wasn't.
Oh, okay.
I didn't really know Cleaser from the hood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I ain't know him.
So, when you were with TVG, then you signed the trail from there? Or you went over and hooked the trail with their beats after that?
Wookie hooked that up.
Oh, yeah?
Wookie gave the beat to Boosie, and Turk and Mel put that beat on his first mixtape, and then they asked to meet me. Mm-hmm. And we met up, and they actually took me to Shreveport with them. This around the time they was working on Gangsta Music and Savage Life 1. We was working on all that shit. Everybody was pitching in ideas and shit. And they used to record everything in the Motel 6. Yeah. So that's the only way you could really get them dudes to settle down. You had to bring them out of town. So that's what Turk and Mel do. They'll bring them out of town all the time to record. Mm-hmm. So I didn't sign with them the first time. They said they wanted to do business with me from an artist and a producer standpoint, but I was signed to somebody else in Atlanta. There was an independent label that originally signed me like around 03, 04. Yeah. And so once I got out that contract, I came back and we hooked some shit up.
So I seen the debate G had put on his Instagram like last week when you was actually in the studio with Boots and Web at the same time.
Yeah.
Who you think if they had like a real rap battle, who you think really win? Who you think went the hardest in rapping in the studio?
I got different reasons why I think they went harder. Like a lot of times people don't know Webby rap a certain way to where you gotta slide the vocal to be on perfect on the beat. Mm-hmm. If you ain't worked with him before, you wouldn't know that. Alright, but the shit that he say and the cadences he come with, that nigga be doing his thing. Mm-hmm. But I feel like Boosie, the voice and the delivery and how he touch the people is different. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Webby had more commercial success. But when you go to these Boosie shows, he got so many hole in the wall cities that been fucking with him, you know what I'm saying, for years, to the point where like that nigga the Don Dada in them little cities, you know what I'm saying? And I seen how they acted with that nigga, like, it's unreal. So it's like, I seen the impact live and direct. So I feel like he got that voice that animates on the beat to the point where like it take it up a notch. Cause this nigga, you gotta realize this nigga used to drop mixtapes with no mixing and mastering. Them shit sounded horrible, and everybody was still bumping that.
What song that was?
These wasn't songs. These was mixtapes, early mixtapes. That nigga ain't care about that shit, mixing and mastering that shit. That nigga rap that shit and throw it out there, and motherfuckers was still bumping that shit. And that's how crucial it was. And I don't know too many artists that was able to do that. That's how bad they wanted some new Boosie.
Yeah. So, and then another person that was around Trey at the time was Pimp C. You can tell a little bit about Pimp C. You have a story about him, or what was his role?
Pimp, the first time I met Pimp, he already knew who I was. I met him through the guy on Riding Dirty that be talking on the interludes. I used to think that was Bun B, but that's Smoke D. The dude named Smoke D. He was on that front, back, side to side record with him. Yeah. So he was a part of the UGK thing too. But Smoke ended up getting some time. The way Pimp ended up recording Smoke on these interludes, he was taking them from the little voice records that he was sending them from jail and spread it out throughout Riding Dirty. If anybody know me, that's my favorite album of all time. So the fact that, okay, I done got cool with this nigga, he was like, yeah, man, when I get out, I'm gonna hook you up with Pimp. So shit, man, sure as shit stank. When he got out, they called for me to the 12 Hotel in Atlanta. And man, as I'm walking on the hotel elevator, Pimp coming off, and I'm walking on, and nigga say, I say, what's that, Pimp? He say, yeah, I know who you is, nigga. So that was always cool for me, you know what I'm saying? That nigga already knew who I was. And yeah, we went back up to the room and chopped it up and shit, but I ended up doing a couple joints with for him and Vicious.
Yeah.
And then I did That Fly as an Eagle with him and Webby. And shit, I mean, it's just, that was, to me, I felt like if I was good enough to work with Pimp, then it wasn't nothing a nigga could tell me, because that was my favorite artist and producer.
But see, Pimp was another person with that voice, man. He could put out a song.
He could say the dumbest shit and make it sound dope.
He was actually singing on some of the songs. Like, man, what the hell that is?
Yeah, for real.
Oh, that's Pimp.
But it's crazy that, like, before I really knew Pimp backstory, like me being a young kid that's always been into music, I listened to a lot of Maze, I listened to a lot of Curtis Mayfield, a lot of Isley Brothers, and that's the type of shit that molded him into being the musician he is. So it's like I guess we kind of had the same taste in music. But yeah, Maze my favorite group, so anytime I could catch them performing, or if anybody got a record or something like that, I feel like that's where that soul came from for that music. Because when you know music, you could get with any genre, you could do any type of music. You know what I'm saying? When you really know music, you ain't gonna be in no box. And I felt like Pimp could really do all type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Pimp he was a cold. Yeah, I listened to one of his songs the other day.
Yeah, and Pimp, cold-blooded.
And one more person that connected with Trill, that you had connection with, Lil Fat.
Oh yeah, that's my baby boy right there. I was like my little brother for real. And my mom, she ain't know his name. She just called him the cute little boy. I'd be sitting on the porch with you.
Yeah.
So my mama always stayed in the hood, and I would just go back over there and kick it sometime, and Fat would pull up on me over there and just sit on the porch. He don't hear me about no music shit. And I remember one time he got into a little trouble. And as soon as he got out, he came and picked me up. This nigga was like 15 with a Jaguar. You know what I'm saying? He came and scooped me up. Shit, we was riding around 3, 4 in the morning, you know what I'm saying? But I always did spend a lot of time with him. I ended up spending a lot of time with him on the road as well. Me, him, and 3 Deep, we all went on the road together with T-Mac. He was managing everybody at one point. Big J always played a big role in everything too. So yeah, we was all kind of close at one point. But like out of everybody at Trill, I was probably closest to Fat.
But I ain't gonna lie, like Fat was a trendsetter. Like if you go back to like his old music you listen to it now, they really got like the same style. And then Young Boy had the song Rest in Peace Lil Fat. His style, you ask me, his dressing style and all that, most
Right.
come from the fact.
Right. I feel like, man, it's scary how many similarities they have, and I damn near think that nigga damn near jumped in his body or something. You know what I'm saying? Like on some second chance shit. Cause I've always looked at him like that. He just remind me so much of him, and some people don't like when I say that, but just look at the impact this kid has made. You know, now we got the biggest artists in rap come from Baton Rouge, and that's really standing on the shoulders of all the work that we done put in, all the people before him.
Yeah.
All that work we put in, he's standing on the shoulders of all us, and that's really a collective effort for making it what it was, you know what I'm saying? From the Jig era to the Trill era to, you know what I'm saying, to Big Head, all his Bright Street mixtapes and the TBG era, and you know what I'm saying? So many things, you know, Grind Time, Red and them and all that, man. Mouse, so much work people has put in, especially Be Real, Q Red. I don't want to leave nobody out, man. Y'all know how I feel about y'all, but so much work has been put in to make sure somebody, like, what are the odds being from a small city like Baton Rouge? We make an impact everywhere we go. I remember I went to the war, and I was in the Middle East.
Yeah.
And I heard a nigga screaming my name from across the room. I was in a gym. Now, this full-time war we at, you know what I'm saying? I don't know who the calling my real name.
Yeah.
It's a nigga way from Baton Rouge. What are the chances I meet up with this nigga in Saudi Arabia? That's how Baton Rouge just be everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that shit just meant to be, bro, because the spirit different down here, and as evil as it can be also triumphant as well and make people resilient.
Yeah. So
it's like you gonna either be an evil nigga or you gonna be undefeated. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we just got that rich spirit, bro. You know, and I love it.
And the fat, man, if the fat was still, I mean, I think the fat would have been like on the baby level or something. I think he would have probably been bigger than Young Boy in a way.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I remember like teaching Fat like what bars was, cause like he was rapping early, but when he actually started structuring his music, I was there like helping him count bars and shit, and I did some of his like earlier shit at Trill, and I don't even know what them records at. I think DJ Chill probably got that shit, but it was a song called New Kicks he came out with. I was on the hook, and he rapped on that bitch, man, but he'll listen to you. He always wanted me to get on hooks for him and stuff like that. I was on his first mixtape the one with DJ Khaled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a hook on that bitch for him, and then I did 2 beats on that for him. So, you know what I'm saying? Just to even be a part of that really jumped him off the porch, you know what I'm saying? And that was his inaugural mixtape that really set it off. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, in a bunch of ways, a nigga just all threaded in history, you know what I'm saying? Putting my hand on a lot of shit that really made it somewhere.
Hey, something that happened like a couple of weeks ago. Fredo and YB, they actually squashed their beef. Most people in Baton Rouge, they felt their way about it, but other people like me, I actually like it. What you thought about that?
I thought it was what needed to be done. Rest in peace to Seven. That's been my homie since I can't remember. I seen him as a little kid. That's how long I've been knowing them dudes. So all this back and forth shit, you know what I'm saying? It's easy for people to say they shouldn't have squashed it, but they not out there in the field. You know what I'm saying? You ain't play no parts in starting it. You can't play no parts in stopping it. People can feel how they want to feel about it, but eventually they should be tired of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's focus on building some shit up and getting some money.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And another thing I hate, bro, we've made being smart like it's goofy. And that's what they tricked us in. Like, niggas get made fun of, smart ass nigga, this nigga be making straight A's and shit. Like, yeah, like, why make fun of some shit like that? And it make niggas feel like they don't need school to do this and that. Man, it ain't even about the school shit. It's about the discipline that you actually finishing something.
Mm-hmm.
So in other realms of life, you can finish things. Because so many people be having ideas, but motherfuckers lack execution. Fucking win is in the execution, because we all got ideas.
Yeah.
But the nigga that go ahead and finish his shit,
go with it, move
that's
on.
the nigga that gonna keep winning. And that's why I'm different than other niggas. There's been niggas down here in Baton Rouge that done had studios and done had to try a shot at labels and try to, you know, sink money into this shit. But like, I've been here down there 20 years doing this shit. So if I gotta know something, but it's like a motherfucker argue with you because you ain't won a Grammy, but you done successfully sustained yourself over a period of time doing only music. And it's like they'll still argue with you how this shit supposed to go. You know, when a nigga an expert, he an expert. I finish things, and that's one of my strong points, my execution game. I dropped 13 albums last year amongst different artists that I produce every single beat on. You know what I'm saying? And that take a different type of drive and dedication. And like I tell niggas, if you gonna be elite, you gotta be willing to do shit people ain't doing.
And like you step away from everybody. Like you actually went to the military. What made you do that?
Cause I didn't want to be in the street no more.
Okay.
I was playing ball, and the schools I wanted to go to, they wasn't really calling. The schools I didn't want to go to was beating my dough down. And I didn't want to like waste no time, because I felt like if I would have stayed in BR, I would have got to fucking up. You know what I'm saying? And fuck it, I just said, let me go ahead and go. They gonna kick me some money to go to school and all this shit. But man, that Twin Tower shit happened and it was up. So who expected that?
Yeah.
And then fuck, they shipped me on over there to fucking, I spent my 21st birthday in war. So I ain't get to party or none of that shit.
So you was right in there, right when the war really started.
Nigga, they sent me over there 3 months early before they told the public we was going to war, and the whole time we was really over there setting up for war.
Damn.
3 months early.
You was nervous when you was over there?
I didn't know what to expect. What could, you know? Well, I mean, I ain't lying. Being from Baton Rouge, you gonna develop this attitude like, however it turned out, you know what I'm saying? And I seen a lot of niggas fold in that shit too, like man, a dude, he couldn't take the pressure. That nigga slit his wrist in the shower, white boy. Cold-blooded, man. They put his ass out instead of like him thinking they was gonna save him and bring him back, man. They fucking like put him in the fucking thing, and you know what I'm saying? He stayed there for a second, and they fucking put him out. But he was like one of the main niggas all ready to, you know what I'm saying, acting like you just with it. And you wasn't really with it.
Like I seen something on YouTube, one of the soldiers here, like he really thought every day he wake up he was gonna die. You had the same mentality? Oh.
Yeah.
Damn. It was that bad over there?
It's called, and this is one of the things in my profile, they call it hypervigilance. Where you too vigilant, like you always on some, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie. Think about how many rappers we know just from our area that didn't make it. And I'm still here. And these are people that I was with a lot during the course of they coming up, or just working with them, or you know what I'm saying, just on some friendship shit.
Yeah.
I don't take it for granted that I'm still living. But I feel like if I hadn't had all that extra shit, cause that's what gave me the upper hand on niggas in the street or people, period. I'm trained for war. Yeah. I'm always thinking, what if? I gotta have an escape route. No matter what building I sit down in, no matter where I eat at, I'm gonna sit to see the door. I'm gonna know what's coming in. I'm gonna know what I need to do. I can know what I gotta grab if I gotta hit somebody with some shit. I know all this when I'm sitting down. So it's like, that shit kind of really saved me, because a lot of times I had that talk with some of my partners that didn't make it, and I just felt shit coming. And you know what I'm saying? You can't play with people, bro. That's why you can't underestimate nobody. And every chance you get, when you have to exert force on a nigga, you gotta do it with a smile. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because you know you're in the right. I ain't saying go out and pick on people, but you gotta defend everything you work for. Think about it, man. Like the situation with the kid in Cali that was sitting there having his dinner, and a nigga came up there and took his chain and shit. you just can't really afford to play with people. You can't say things like, yeah, ain't nobody gonna do me nothing and all this. No, bro. You gotta be ready because you can't trust the fact that you safe nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. So survival at the end of the day.
And I think like being in Baton Rouge and like the New Orleans area too, like you always gotta be on go, like no matter, not no bad way, you know, but I'm prepared.
I beat niggas to the punch every time. If I feel like it's finna go left, I'm finna go left first. Like what you saying. You know, like when you jumping somebody's shit so fast, they don't even know like what's coming next. Like, and you catch people off guard like that. But like I really that be on my mind every day. You know what I'm saying? So.
Alright, man, let's talk about Nissa. Nissa actually shot you out on Buku songs. That's how I actually first heard about you. Savage on the track.
Yep.
What type of person, what was you in Nissa's relationship?
I met Nissa through a really close friend of mine. That's the only reason I even agreed to because it was that rumor going around that he had something to do with Ivy. And shit, I had been knowing Ivy since I was maybe 9, 10 years old.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Of course, like anything dealing with that, I wasn't gonna want to with it.
Yeah.
So this was around the time I was just coming back from overseas. I was just coming back from all that war shit and everything. I had just got out of the military. And all I know is when I come back in town, that shit hadn't happened, you know, with Ivy or whatever. And they had pointed fingers at dude, so I wouldn't with it. So some months had passed by, and then I seen an interview that he was, you know, disclaiming that he was saying that nobody had apologized to him even after they found out he didn't do it. I'm like, that's fair. I get it. You know what I'm saying? And then my homeboy, who was close with him and Marquis, he was like, this somebody I actually played ball with. He was on my high school teammate, one of my close friends, Ghost. So he told me about him. And I agreed to hook up with him. And then I had heard some of his music, but I wasn't impressed with the early shit. Yeah. One of my things is I try to listen for what I can help a nigga do. Like if I feel like you need to come on the beat better, then I'm gonna say that. Or if I feel like your rap voice kind of funny, then I'm gonna get you to switch up your delivery. Just whatever it takes. So we started working together, man, and shit, man, that nigga just started getting better and better, and with repetition, that nigga started actually becoming cold. Like, first, you know, I help him with some shit, but like, he ain't need no help after a while. Like, that nigga just was doing his own thing. He had so much personality that he learned how to fit that shit into his music. And plus, he running eps about shit that people know really happened. So that's why it was so funny, because he ain't give a fuck about what he said on the record. Yeah.
But like when he passed away, like he was one of the first people that wanted to unite the city. Right. How do you think his death like affected BR? Because if he was still alive, you know, I think most of the beef and stuff that's going on right now wouldn't been going on.
Right. He would have called out that bullshit. But yeah, I mean, he did unify a lot of people, man, and he wanted a lot of people to make it along with him. And I think that was just smart on his behalf, because the more people who movement you're involved in, it's vice versa. It's like the more people they can reach out to. Yeah. So it's like once you start like unifying, it's like so many, they say, this is a saying that I've heard, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And that's true. So it's like, even with myself now, I'm doing the same thing with my little clique, man. We just trying to, you know, everybody on go right now at the same time. That's a page out his book, you know what I'm saying? Even with TML, they showed me some shit too. You know, just having your shit together as far as having your artists and everybody dropping music, and it's just important for everybody to stay working, and that's kind of like the hardest thing to do. But I gravitate more towards people with a work ethic like mine. Like, I'm gonna get up and go to work every day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, what you think about BR artists beefing? You think it really setting us back?
I think it's calming down.
You think so?
Yeah. Why is it that? I think it's slowing down. I think that, I mean, just look, I mean, even though people still, you know, getting shot or whatever, that's just a thing that's always gonna happen, regardless. But as far as from a rap standpoint, I feel like more dudes than put the bullshit down. They trying to do music together. They actually having conversations and talking and ending shit. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I guess I'm more plugged than a lot of people. Yeah. Because, you know what I'm saying, I'm a lot of people big on me. And I try to give niggas the best advice I can, but I also got an eye on everything for my own protection and the people around me. So I'm a little more plugged and intuitive, you know, than the average person. So maybe I see it behind the scenes that it's calming down. Maybe the street just ain't seen it yet, but it's some niggas that I thought would never put shit to rest that's putting shit to rest. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I feel like if we wasn't like beefing all together, we could have been like Atlanta or something, like all the artists and all that work together and all that.
That's a myth. I'm in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm in Atlanta every day. Look what they do in the Thug.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And honestly, this little dude came to my spot the other day to fix my phone. And he say, I said, yeah, man, that's fucked up what they do in the Thug, man. He's like, yeah, bro, that is, but I'm more on Lucha side anyway, so, you know. And I'm like, damn, so it's really like, it's divided like that, though. So niggas be thinking that Atlanta this, but nah, man, they got their fucking beef too, bro. This shit going down every day. And me, take it from a nigga that's been living there since 2012, this is the most violent I've seen today.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? And I went there the first time during the BMF era. I actually got to party with the niggas and everything. And I see the difference, you know what I'm saying, where it's at now and what it used to be. And this, yeah, you know what I'm saying? A lot of that shit got to do with all these niggas really just want to be on that shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's the problem. Everybody want to be that shooter, like, but like you said earlier, ain't nothing wrong with being a small guy in the clique.
Right. But you know, man, I seen somebody say something about what a real gangster is or something the other day, but I feel like a real gangster is a nigga who gonna be smart anyway. And you can't be that type of person to just be thinking for you. You gotta be thinking for everybody involved. Because if you don't want to see everybody benefit, you're not a good leader anyway.
What you thought of Robert catching RICO charges?
Who?
Robert's catching RICO charges.
Oh man, just more BS from people trying to obtain political offices and all these other ambitions that they have. It's easy to use the black man as a totem pole. And if that's the case, why the KKK never been RICO?
Yeah.
And then you gotta think about what's this place they at war with?
Ukraine.
Ukraine houses the most hate groups in the world. The most hate militias, skinheads and all this other shit, they all centralized in Ukraine. And we sending money over there like a fucking fool. I
see it. They could give us another stimulus check. So you really got people right here in your own city. You know, got homeless people.
They don't look out for the people here. It's crazy how they do that. And it's like we involved in that, but you don't want to take care of home. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you got, and that's why I be trying to tell people to stop depending on who you voting for, because it's really about you. It's about what the you gonna get up and do every day. You gotta make a choice. You gonna hustle, or you gonna go to somebody's job and let them determine your wage. What are you gonna really do with it? You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people think they ready to be a boss, but a lot of people don't have that boss mindset. A lot of people not ready to go 6 months without buying no clothes and shoes and jewelry and all that shit. They ain't ready to starve a little while to you through and they could make their other business happen. You know what I'm saying? It's some shit that come with that. And discipline. If you go back to discipline, if you can't sit in a class for an hour, how the work for yourself, 18 hours out the day, because you're gonna have to go harder than you would in a job. You thinking that you won't work for yourself, but you gotta build that shit up to that point.
Everybody think it's easy.
Everybody think it's easy.
Like when I started this, no lie, I was like, well, I'm gonna drop this video, we're gonna get 100,000 views. I'm gonna drop this one, get 2. I might drop a video, it get 1,000 views. Yeah. But I see the process you gotta do. It take time and patience.
It take time. Yeah. But like at the end of the day, think if you working 10 years, right? And most people might have 4 or 5 jobs on their resume in a 10-year span.
Yeah.
What if you took 10 years working on your shit? Where would it be?
Millionaire. That's the thing, the job really.
But do you really believe in that? That's the thing. And to even will things into existence, you gotta have an insurmountable amount of belief already. Man, everything I wanted to do, even with the studios and all that shit, I'm doing it, and it's amazing. And that might not be rich to somebody else, but that's rich to me, that I saw my ideas and my music and all that shit that made room for me to do what I'm doing now. And like, man, I can't beat that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think like a job really set to hold you back in a way. Cause see, they might pay you $27, $28 an hour, but you really go do your own job on your own and make about $50, $60 an hour. That's how I really look at it.
Yeah.
They'll pay you big like an electrician. They may pay you about $40 an hour, but you go do your own thing, you can make $300 in that 1 hour.
Like right now, it take me about 10 minutes to make a beat. For exclusive rights, I start out at $1,000.
Yeah.
That's a 10-minute beat. $50 an hour to record. You know what I'm saying? So I sit here 2 hours, I made $100. There ain't too many $50 an hour jobs going around. You see what I'm saying? So it's like I be trying to tell niggas to actually get on the computer, learn this shit. Telling niggas to write songs because I'm still making money off songs I wrote 10 years ago with other niggas. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand, like, if you trying to get in the business, learn the business. But everybody just wanna, you know what I'm saying, go straight to superstar, trying to skip steps, not trying to do this shit the right way. And you ain't gonna never make it nowhere without being organized. That's why they get mad at crime when it's organized. Because if you was just a Joe Schmo doing any fucking thing on the street by yourself and breaking in cars and all that shit, that ain't hurting nobody. But when it's organized crime and you got 100 motherfuckers breaking in 100 cars and they all bringing the shit back to one central location and dividing shit up, now it's fucked up. Okay, they getting organized over there. That's the only thing I can suggest with black people. Like, you gotta get together, like, unify, because they definitely trying to keep us separate, but unify for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you, but I think it's probably too far gone for black people. The unify.
Sad to say, but it's like, just all I want to do is inspire people that may think somewhat like me, because I ain't gonna lie, I feel like I'm a bad motherfucker. If we had 10,000 of me's running around here with the mindset and thinking about how they think about shit, then shit, we'd be able to do some shit. Just like the story of 300, how to, you know, whether it's myth or legacy or whatever, but the story of 300 is these 300 niggas went and fought thousands of people just because of how they fought.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when you get to reading all these war books, everybody that was successful at war, they were masterminds at strategy. So I'm never not thinking about a strategy in whatever I'm doing, even if I'm insulting the out a nigga. Even if I'm posting some shit on Instagram and I'm speaking my mind on it, nigga, I thought about it and I wanted to do that. I wanted to say fuck you. I wanted to say you a bitch, you know, whatever the case may be. And that's just how well thought out I am. I ain't never just out here wigging like I wanted to fucking disrespect somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that I'm just doing that every day, but I'm just saying from the highest frequency to the lowest frequency, you know, I'm strategic about everything I do. And I think you can't win a war without no strategy, or else you just gonna be a nigga out here taking a swing at shit.
Yeah.
And
another person I want to ask you about, Bleak. You got a story about him? You can tell us about?
Yeah.
Or what type of person he was?
Bleak was funny as hell, man. Just a cool nigga. He kind of kept everything civilized, you know what I'm saying? Bleak the kind of dude that'll crack a joke when the moment's serious.
Yeah.
I remember I had came to Boosie's house one day, and I was trying to get my money for some beats, and Boosie's homeboy Grimlock was out there. And matter of fact, I seen Grimlock at my studio because Boosie did a verse at my studio about like 2 years ago. He came over there.
What, 8?
Yeah, in the A. He came to the one in the A, and I seen Grimlock, and we fell out laughing because I say, that nigga Lock say, yeah, man, he sleep, man, you gonna have to come back. I say, man, I need to get my 2 stacks. That nigga say, man, you tripping about 2 stacks? I say, you act like you got the 2 stacks, let me get my shit then. Man, you trip. So he go in the house, he say, stay right there, I'll be right back. I say, all right, nigga, I'm gonna be right here. Here come Bleak out the house. No, Savage, but don't do it like that, man. Hatch in the house, sleep, man. So yeah, man, we had fell out about that shit when I seen Grimlock, cause that's the last time I seen him. But Bleak broke all that shit and made it funny, cause me and Locke was, you know what I'm saying, having words. He just made all that shit funny. Coming out the house talking about, no, man, don't do it like that, Savage, bro, man, you tripping, man. So yeah, it was cool nigga though, bro.
Hey, one more thing. Well, let me ask you this. What do you think, what's your thought on Lil Ivy and Boosie linking back up? Cool.
I played a role in that.
Oh yeah? Oh.
Well, we can talk about it now. Shit, they back linked up. Ruger Red, you know, he want to see shit unified too. You know what I'm saying? And he told me at Jam and we had actually, it's funny, we had talked about, you know what I'm saying, just trying to get shit back on track in the hood anyway, because a lot of us really do got genuine love for each other, but like people pick sides when niggas went they separate ways. And he was like, yeah, bro, you know, we need to fix that, woo, woo, woo. And me and Red was talking about that shit. And then 2 days later, he see the nigga at a restaurant, jammed him up. He's like, yeah, Booster don't really feel how you think he feel. You know, you need to holler at him. And so, man, Red told me he went on ahead and agreed to call him and everything and shit. Red really hooked that shit up. So, you know what I'm saying? It was just us wanting to see niggas come back together, you know what I'm saying? So. Yeah. But Avid, you know, Avid really got his own mind though. Like he's still a kid, bro. And that's my nephew. To me, you know, that's still my little baby too. You know what I'm saying? I really seen him grow up. You know what I'm saying? But you know, he shot me a little message the other day in my DM actually. So we kind of, you know what I'm saying? I said what up to him. He sent some hearts. I sent some hearts, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But he's still his own man. And at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? He trying to find his way. Yeah. And a lot of times when when you don't have nobody, that father figure there all the time, you know what I'm saying, it's easy to get lost, you know what I'm saying, and me and, you know, Big Job for sure, you know what I'm saying, be trying to look out for him and shit like that. So he got a few people in his corner, man, you know, that's gonna always look out for him. But I'm glad that they mended that shit. I'm glad to see him and Tootie back around each other, cause at one point when me and Ivy was doing a lot of work together, when he was coming to the studio, him and Tootie almost had the shit squashed at one point, and he was like, you know, you think I ought to do a song with him and all that shit. I'm like, hell yeah, man, y'all need to kill that shit. So I feel like he been wanting to kill that shit, but you know, other motherfuckers putting shit in his ear or whatever that ain't had nothing to do with him. He ain't need to hear shit like that. Yeah. So, you know, I'm glad they hooked back up. Yeah.
My appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Let's talk about your artist, man, before we get up out of here.
Let's do it.
Well, what's your artist name?
MM4LJ. I got Cali Hustle, he from Cali. I got Sienna, she from the Bay. Shit, man, they doing their thing right now. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? They are part of the 13 albums I dropped last year. Like I say, I done did the beats for everybody. So it's just giving me a chance to show versatility. That I ain't just here to do like, you know, one style of music, you know what I'm saying?
So let's talk about the studios. You got Studio Hit and BR.
And studio in Plaquemine, which is outside of BR. And I got another one in Atlanta, that's my main one. I've been having that one about 4 years now. We just opened up here last year. So yeah, man, you can catch me on either one of them, you know what I'm saying? From helping with hooks to beats to, you know what I'm saying, features, you name it, man. And shit, we rocking shows now and everything. So it's like, I feel like just, you know, I've had a hand in everybody's career that done popped out of here except for YB. I don't know YB like that. And I don't know Fredo, ironically. So, yeah, just having a hand in everybody else's career, I know it was time for me to step out and do my own thing with my own artists, the people I believe in. So, you know, I feel like I got a cheat code because I done seen where a lot of people fail. And people think it's about how much money you spend. It's just about how you spend the money.
How you spend the money.
That's it, bro. So, here we next.
How people get in contact with you, the link over the studio?
Hit me on the Instagram, MobbGod CEO. And I'll hook you up with my assistant because I don't really be answering the calls no more. It's time for me to get off of that.
The boss move.
Yeah, that phone was too much for me last year, bro. That was my last year doing that, so, you know.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.